Let's start with something that you already know how to do, count. You've been counting in base 10 your whole life, and it's so natural that you probably never think about why it works the way it does. But understanding the why of base 10 is the key to understanding binary, so let's break it down quickly. In base 10, you have 10 digits, 0 through 9. You count up 0, 1, 2, 3, until you run out of digits once you get to 9. Then you do something clever. You add a new column to the left and reset the right column back to 0. Just like that. And that's how you get 10. You're not inventing a new symbol, you're just saying, I filled up this column, so now I'll carry over to the next one. Same thing happens once you get to 99. You go, oh, I ran out of room. Now we carry over again. We add a 1 here, and then we reset these to zeros, giving us 100. Each column in base 10 is a number that represents a power of 10. So in a number like 4,312, the rightmost column is 10 to the 0, which is 1. The next column is 10 to the 1, which is 10. The next column is 10 to the 2, 10 to the 3, etc. Or you can think about it, each column is the previous column times 10, because again, we're in base 10. So this number 4,312 means we're going to look at the rightmost column, see there's a 2 there, and then we're going to be like, okay, we need 2 of 10 to the zeros. Well, we know 10 to the 0 is just 1, so we need 1 times 2, which gives us 2 in the ones column. Then moving on, we see a 1 in the tens column, which means we just need 1 10, so we're going to add 10. Then we need 3 times 100, which is 300s, blah, blah, blah. You get it. You know how base 10 works. You've known this idea ever since you were a kid. You just never actually thought it out loud this way. Now, binary is actually the exact same. The only difference is that instead of 10 digits, there are only 2 digits, which are obviously 0 through 1. So you run out of digits almost immediately. You count up, and we're going to start at 0. Then we're going to go over to 1, and then, well, that's it. We're out of digits now. So then you do what we did in base 10, and we carry over. So we have 0, 1, and then we carry over, we add on to the next column and fill the rest with zeros. So now we have 1 0. That's not a 10 in binary, that's actually 2. Then we go over to 11 because we still have a 0 to fill, and then now we've hit it once again. So we carry again, and then we go over and we add a 1, fill the rest with zeros, and now this isn't 100, it's actually 4. And so we just keep going. So we have 1 0 0, and then we're going to add a 1, so 1 0 1. Oh, we need to carry over. And so what we're going to do is we're going to carry over to this one, and now we'll have 1 1, and then fill the right with zeros, and now we'll have 1 1 0, etc., etc. So just like with base 10 up here, each column in binary represents 2 to the power of something. So instead of 10 to the power of something like it was, this is base 2. So the first column is 2 to the power of 0, then 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, etc., etc. Or you can think about it like this column times 2 to get to the next one. Now, how do we actually read this binary number? Well, the way that we look at it is we go to each column, starting with the right column, and we're going to say, okay, does this column right here have a 1 in it? It does have a 1, so we're going to go ahead and take this value down here. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to say, okay, 2 to the 0 is equal to 1, and if we have a 1 in there, we're going to add that value. So we're going to keep a running total down here. We're just marking out total, and because we had a 1 in there, we're going to bring that down, and then we're going to add it right here. So we're going to say in our total, so far we have 1. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next column. We're going to look at this one. We're going to say, okay, is there a 1 here? No, there's not. So we're just going to skip this one and move on. Next one, do we have a 1 here? We do. Perfect. So we're going to take 2 to the power of 2, which we know is obviously 4. And then we're going to add it down here. So we're going to say 1 plus 4. Move on to the next one. Do we have a 1 here? Yes. So we're going to add 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. Now, once we're done with the whole number, we just add these all up, and we get our total is 1 plus 4, which is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. So we know that 1101 in binary is actually equal to 13 in base 10. So this is the base 10 version, and then this is the base 2 version right here. And that's really the whole process. This idea can be taken to a binary that's 60 digits long. Obviously, it'll take longer, but just know each digit that you go on, you just keep adding a power. So this next one would be 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5, power 6, power 7, etc. And it just keeps on going forever. Going the other direction from decimal to binary, there are 2 methods, and it's worth knowing both. The first method is repeated division. Take your number, divide it by 2. Write down the remainder, which will always be 0 or 1. Then take the quotient and divide by 2 again. Keep going until your quotient is 0, and then you read the remainders from bottom to top, and that's your binary number. So for example, let's convert 45 to binary. So we're going to start by doing 45 divided by 2, and we get 22 with a remainder of 1. Then we take this number, bring it down here, we say 22 divided by 2 is 11, remainder 0. Take this number, and then we're going to say 11 divided by 2 is 5, remainder 1. 5 divided by 2 is 2, remainder 1. Then we're going to do 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 0. And then we're going to do finally 1 divided by 2 is equal to 0, remainder 1. You know you're done when this number right here is a 0. Then to get our answer, what we're going to do is read the remainders from bottom to top. So we're going to start here and read upwards, and that's going to give our answer, which is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, the second method is called column subtraction, and some people find it more intuitive. You write out the powers of 2 in descending order until you find the largest one that fits your number, then subtract it and put a 1 in that column, and repeat it with what's left. If a power doesn't fit, you put a 0 in the column and you move on. So for example, for 45, the same number we did before, the largest power of 2 that fits into it is 32. So we're going to write down the powers of 2 descending in that order. So 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 45 minus 32, because that's the largest, and then we get 13. Now we go down this list and we say, okay, does 16 fit? No. Okay, we'll put a 0. And remember, we have a 1 in 32 because that was the highest. Does 16 fit? No. Does 8 fit? Yes, it does. So we're going to put a 1 there. And then now to the side, we do 13 minus 8. And now our number is 5. Now we go down the line. We say 5. Does 4 fit? Yes. So we put a 1 here. And then our new number is 5 minus 4 is 1. Our new number now is 1. So we go 1. Does 2 fit? No. Does 1 fit? Yes. And then our new number is 1 minus 1, which is 0. So we know that we're done. And now to get our answer, we look at all the columns that have a 1 in it. And so we have 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. As you can see, we have the same answer. And I'm now realizing I forgot a 1 on the first answer, because if you read upwards, it is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. I just forgot this last one up here. But you can see these answers do match 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. That is 45 in binary. And we got it 2 different ways. Same answer, just a different path to get there. Now the next topic we'll cover is binary addition. Adding in binary follows the exact same logic as adding in decimal. You just carry much sooner because you only have 2 digits. So the rules are simple. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, which is essentially 0 in the ones column with a carry of 1, and then 1 plus 1 plus 1, which means you already had a carry from the last one, is going to give you that 3, which is 1, 1, not 11. So let's work through an example. Let's go ahead and let's add 1, 0, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 1, 0. We're going to write it just like you would, a base 10 example. And while we're learning, I will write this. This is 11 in base 10, and this is 6 in base 10. So we know this answer is also going to be 17, but let's prove that in binary. So working from right to left, the rightmost column is 1 plus 0, and we know from our rules that 1 plus 0 is 1. Now moving over to the next column, we have 1 plus 1, and going back to our rules, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, which is 1, 0. And so what we're going to do is write a 0 in this column and then carry a 1. So the same way like you would have an overflow, like adding, like 9 plus 5, you'd write 4 here and then a 1 as a carry, except our overflow happens when you go over 1, not 9. All right, moving over to the next column, we have 0 plus 1 plus 1, because remember we have the carry. So 0 plus 1 plus 1 is just like adding 1 plus 1. So same situation like the last column. We're going to put a 0 here and then carry that 1. And then now we have 1 plus 1 plus 0. So again, same exact situation. We're going to add a 0, carry a 1, and then now we have this answer of 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, which, by the way, is the representation of 17 in binary, and you can prove that through the methods that we talked about previously in the video. This logic right here is literally what the adder circuits inside of your CPU are doing billions of times per second. The logic is very simple, and the speed is where the engineering comes in. Now you may be asking, what do you do with negative numbers? And I'm going to leave that for a separate video, but just know that to solve that, you're going to need to do something called 2's complement. It's a little bit outside of the scope of this video, but I will just mention it in case you want to look it up. So that's it for our lesson on binary numbers. Binary isn't a quirky theory curiosity, it's the language that your hardware actually speaks. Every number that your CPU processes, every memory address that it accesses, every instruction it executes is at the lowest level a pattern of bits moving through circuits. Understanding how these patterns actually encode numbers, how addition works in binary, how negative numbers are handled, how hex compresses it all into a readable form, gives you a foundation that makes everything else in computing just make more sense. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below and I'd love to answer them. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.